A drummer who can learn a tune fast is worth 1,000 drummers who can learn a fast tune. What do I mean? I hear drummers, especially online, talking about fast technique, fast hands, fast feet, all these different things, but never a fast memory. If you want to go pro, that's what you're going to need. So in this video, I want to try and improve your fast action recall. I recently covered Running Out of Time by Paramore, and there is so much to remember in that song. To be honest, I tried to do my usual speed learning and it utterly kicked my bottom for a while. Let me ask you, how do you begin learning a tune? Let me know in the comments, what do you do? My first step is always to plan the route. I will map out the song and I will show you exactly how I do it. Why do I do this? Well, if you're about to embark on a journey, to travel a far and distant lands, or even go to the shops, you plan your destination, right? You say, I'm going to go to the shops and I will get there this way. You can then plan the route. It's exactly the same with musical performance. If you don't know what section of a song is coming next, you will likely play it wrong. So you need to become a quick and expert route planner, because remember, a drummer who can learn a tune fast is worth 1,000 drummers who can play a fast tune. Let me show you right now how I map out a song. I like to start with the 40,000 foot view of the song, if you like, the large scale stuff. So you can see here, I'm on my computer. I would get the song up, I would scrub through it, and I would make a list of all the main sections and all the main events that happen. So things like a verse, a chorus, a pre-chorus, and for your visual aid, I've put them into this neat little app here so that you can flowchart it and see what I've done. Now, of course, there are more details in the songs than this. For example, we go into verse 1. Well, there are 2 distinct arrangement parts to verse 1. And then if we go into the second part, we'll see, oh, there's all these other events, all these other little bars. That's how I would think of it in my mind. You've got this large overview, then you focus on a section, and then you can learn the details of that section. So within this one section, you go, there are 2 distinct beats I need to learn. So you learn both of those beats. And then within those beats, there are distinct fills, and then you can go, I will learn those fills. And you can gradually fill in the details like a sketch. So you've sketched out the song here, and then you start colouring in, shading, and adding all of the flourishes that you would want to see as you go. So we've done the large scale view. Now you know where you're going in the song. Let's look at some of the smaller details. Let's take this real world example of the Paramore tune, and we'll get right into it. So here's the verse groove. So you can see here, we have kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, and then these offbeat hi-hats. So that would be offbeat right hand if you're following what I'm doing exactly. Slower. If this is something that is new for you, start slow, as always. Start slow and then push the speed. Let's check out this cover I did again. So you hear there, these little variations. Let's look at them. So our first variation sounds like this. You hear it right there? Little extra kick drum. Let's just figure out the exact placement of that. Let's go slower. So the figure that you need to nail, if this is all new to you, is this. So it's this. That's where the extra kick goes. So you have kick, hi-hat, snare, kick, hi-hat, kick, hi-hat, snare, kick, hi-hat. If this isn't a pattern you instantly recognize and can play, start at that speed, then increase the speed until you get to where you want to be. But the fun doesn't stop there. The next fill that we come across is different again. So now we've got an extra snare as well as our extra kick. Let's see that slower again. So where we had before, now we have this extra snare. So this is the movement you want to master first. Then all we need is to add a kick and a hi-hat onto the end of that. So your right hand will ultimately travel here. So it will now make this movement, and you'll be playing that main backbeat with your right hand. There it is. Just like that. So you've got groove, first fill, groove, second fill. Now we come to the third fill. What do you hear? Yep, it's the same as the first fill. This is very common in music, actually. You often get variation 1, variation 2, variation 1 again, and then variation something else. So we know that fill. All you need to remember is that it comes there again. Now let's look at the last part. Let's cut that one in half. So it starts out like this. From playing the groove, we get to... So you've got the leftovers of the groove, and then we have these cymbal crashes that come in on beats 2 and 3. So you have 1 and 2, 3. And the second half of the groove, snare and kick together, and then round the toms. I don't know what setup you've got. I'm playing a stroke on each drum, starting with snare and kick together. And a nice kick and crash at the end. Put those together, you get... Let's try them all together. If you can play them all in a line together, then congratulations. You officially have done something to improve your memory. Let's do the chorus as well and see if you can switch back to those verse things that we just learned. Hey friend, we'll jump back to the video in just a moment, but I want to give you an option to fast track your drumming skills with me. You see, there's a lot of great content out there, but honestly, the best way I ever found to improve was find someone who can give you a personalized curriculum that's going to help you play what you want to play, right? So when my double strokes were bad, one lesson with my drum teacher gave me all the information I needed to make that change, because my teacher could see what I was doing wrong and fix it instantly. Because it's been so powerful for me, I want to offer you exactly the same thing right here, right now. You can jump on a free one-to-one call with me, and on that call we will discuss 3 things. Firstly, what are your goals with your drumming? Secondly, we'll diagnose what's stopping you hitting those goals. And thirdly, we will map out your next 5 moves towards seeing that breakthrough. Now, there's 2 reasons I offer this. Firstly, because I love seeing people win, and I love the drums, of course. Secondly, because I do have a long-term lessons program called Pro Level Pathfinder, where I help students implement this curriculum that we map out on the call. And if I reckon you're a good fit for that program, oh, we can talk about that. Regardless, the purpose of this initial call is just to see you succeed and to get all the joy you possibly can out of playing the drums. There's a link to book your call in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you there. So in the chorus, the groove is slightly different. We have this. So that's our macro groove, if you like. That's the main thing that's going on. And again, there are these little details that happen throughout the chorus. So, main groove first. Kick and snare, very simple. You've got your 4 on the floor. You've got your snare on beat 2 and 4. All very good. Start there. And then you've got your offbeat hi-hats again with one difference. Your first hi-hat beat is open, and then the second is closed, and then they alternate like that. You have open, closed, open, closed. This will mean your feet play this pattern. So you've got this hi-hat with your left foot coming down on beats 2 and 4. Then all you need to do is add snare. And that is our groove. But there are so many little details in the chorus. In the first bar, there's an extra snare. And nowhere else. Because why not? It sounds like this. Going back to our left hand, right hand over technique. This one in particular is a killer to remember. Just one note, it happens right at the start of a song section. Oh, it's a tripwire, it's a tripwire. Still with that open hi-hat, remember? Should sound like that. Next event in the groove, we have this large snare fill. Let's take a little while to memorize that rhythm. It's a rhythm that repeats and comes back in other fills in the song. Good way to memorize a longer pattern like that is just to play it a few times. Now, all we need to do is add kick into that gap. So you get... It doesn't happen every time in the song, but it happens most times. Just like that. And then almost immediately after that, we have these stabs. How to break down things like that? Well, to start with, it's on all these different crash cymbals. Start out with one. And let's slow that down. So your right hand and your right foot, or your kick and your cymbal, are locked in this case. And your snare just continues to play the backbeat on 2 and 4. When you're confident with that, start to move around whatever cymbals you have available. Then after that, you have the fill out. Now it's that same rhythm that we've already learned. It's just now involving a few more toms. So just as with the cymbals, let's pick one tom for now and learn the pattern on that. And then add kick. And then around the toms. And then to speed. Then stringing it all together. The whole tune is a bit of a brain melter, but leave a comment and let me know. Tell me how long it took you to memorize all that we just covered in this video. I would love to know. And let me know what strategies you use to memorize tunes. Today we covered the verse and chorus, but what about all those pre-choruses, those fast hi-hat semiquaver around the kit sections? What about that? Well, of course, I've made a little video about that for you. If you're looking to improve your hand speed around the kit, this is something you should watch. Video's here, and I'll see you there.